What's going down, everyone? It's Insomulus here again, back with another video, and this time I've got a nice little 50 gun streak on the map interchange using the ACR with silencer and extended mag. My perk setup is my usual perk setup and my usual specialist loadout that I normally use. And what I want to talk about this video is survivability now. And what that means is pretty much how long you can stay alive, how long you survive per life in Call of Duty, kind of prolonging the amount of time you're spending alive, and rather than watching kill cams, extending your streaks and reducing the amount of deaths while increasing the amount of kills you get. So all that stuff kind of combined. But before I touch onto that, I just want to quickly apologize for the video I uploaded yesterday. I actually uploaded a video saying I was live streaming, and I actually was live streaming for about 10 minutes, then my internet cut off and it didn't come on for about 8 to 10 hours later. So there's no possible way that I could have, removed that video. So I apologize to all like 3,000 of you guys that came over to the stream and then ended up being presented with a offline screen and no one there. So I apologize for that, but there's nothing really I could have done. I don't know really, I'm not too sure why it cut off. I do have a good idea, but it's all good. I'm sorry whoever went over there expecting a stream. There was a stream, but it cut off. There's nothing I could have done. Again, I'm saying, just repeating myself now, but I'm sorry for that, and I'll try and make sure it doesn't happen in the future. But anyways, another thing I wanted to quickly mention is that a lot of you guys told me that my audio quality was fucking up, as in it was playing louder in one ear than the other. And instead of just sorting it out all in my editing software, I decided I'd just buy a new mic, because my mic that I'm using to record my commentaries right now is pretty destroyed and it's not a very good mic to begin with. So I decided I'd buy a new one, and I'm probably going to order that today. And I've been suggested by a ton of people that I should buy the Blue Snowball mic, so that's probably what I'm going to get. But if you guys do have any other suggestions of any ones that you think are better for around the 50 to 100 pound range, or like 80 to 120 dollars range, just make sure you leave it in the comment section. I'll make sure to check them out and just buy whichever one's best for the kind of price range that I have, and hopefully give you guys some better audio quality in my commentaries, and also better audio qualities when you're in my live streams. And with that being said, I'm going to touch on the actual topic, which is survivability, as I said earlier. And basically, I know most of you guys that subscribe to me are subscribed because you either can't get these m.o.a.b, you haven't had a m.o.a.b yet, or that you find it difficult to get the m.o.a.bs, you don't get them very often. And I know there is a load of you guys that are also subscribed to me that do get a ton of m.o.a.bs and just want to kind of improve and kind of perfect their game so they can pull them off like pretty much every 1 or 2 games and stuff like that. So both of those are pretty good reasons for watching, but first I'm going to touch on those of you guys who haven't had the m.o.a.bs before or don't get them very often. Now, when you are going for your first m.o.a.bs or your first couple m.o.a.bs, what you want to do is pretty much, and this counts for everyone who's going for m.o.a.bs, it'll help everyone. And I've mentioned this before, but what you want to do is basically pay attention to your radar. The radar is your biggest ally in this game. Forget the teammates, forget your headset, forget your TV, everyone around you. It's your radar. Your radar is the most important thing in the game. Everyone who's not running assassin will show up on that radar. You can kind of predict where the enemies are going to be, depending on where your teammates are, depending on what flags you've got. So the radar is your biggest ally when you're going for m.o.a.bs, when you're going for kills and stuff like that. Now, the next biggest thing you're going to want to pay attention to is your audio. Not necessarily a headset. You don't necessarily need a headset to get m.o.a.bs. There's a ton of people that get m.o.a.bs on a regular basis without having a headset, because just having a regular stereo TV, you can still hear the enemy footsteps when they are in your vicinity, whereas you can't pinpoint their exact location. You can still know when there's someone nearby and kind of scope out the area. Now, the next thing you want to pay attention to is how the flow of the game is playing, how your teammates are playing the match, whether they're rushing, whether they're camping, how the enemies are playing, whether they're rushing, whether they're camping, and kind of adjust your playstyle accordingly. For example, if the enemy team's just all camping, you don't necessarily want to camp, but you also don't necessarily just want to full-on barge in there. You want to play it smart and play it really slowly and tactically, and kind of aim down sight around every corner. I say this in all my videos, one of your biggest strengths when you're playing Call of Duty, you always want to have the advantage and kind of aim down sight when you are going around these corners. Now, to the survivability bit of this video, once you get your first m.o.a.b, you can kind of make a decision. Are you going to kill yourself and go for more m.o.a.bs, or are you going to continue on your streak, continue on with your momentum. Now, there's a downfall to killing yourself, and that is that once you kill yourself after you get your first m.o.a.b, you lose all momentum. You lose the kind of momentum that you had where you was just tearing into people. You lose all your specialist bonus, you lose all your perks, you lose all your proficiencies. So you've kind of lost momentum there, and sometimes, you know, once you've lost that momentum, you can't pick it up throughout the entirety of the rest of the match. Whereas if you carry on your streak, you keep your momentum, but you lose the opportunity to get more m.o.a.bs in the game, but also you gain the opportunity to get a really high streak. Now, most of the time I do just kill myself and try and get more m.o.a.bs in the game, because that's what I like to do. I like to get these really quick m.o.a.bs, and I'm not too fussy about these long gun streaks, but sometimes I do decide that the flow of the game's going really well and I want to carry on my momentum. The enemies are playing into my hands pretty much, so that's when I do try and carry on these gun streaks, and I do die right here on a 50 gun streak calling m.o.a.b. And yeah, so when you are trying to survive, just kind of stick to the edges of the map after you get that first m.o.a.b. If you are on the momentum, just keep going with the flow and keep staying with your momentum. If you are going for these streaks, just kind of push in, keep playing as you was playing, and just play to your strengths of your team, to the weaknesses of the enemies. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave me a comment and a like and subscribe if you're not already. Final score in this game was 76-5, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.